Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about the third chapter matrices. If you didn't watch the previous videos, the link is in the description, watch it. So first of all, what is a matrix? A matrix is an ordered rectangular array of elements. So matrix is represented with the capital symbol. Inside of the square brackets we will write the elements like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As the basic one we know very well, this is row, this is row. So in this given matrix, 2 rows are there. Next, this is column, this is also column, this is also column. So in this given matrix, 2 rows and 3 columns are there. So now, how to give numbering for this elements of a particular matrix? Let us check it here. Number 1 is in the first row as well as first column. So that A, it is first row, first element. Next, if we observe this one, that is in the first row only but in the second column. So A, first row, second column. Always the numbering should be starting from row only. Always row should be first. Then if we check at this 3, it is in the first row only, so A1, whereas it is in the third column, so A1, 3. Next, if you move to the second row, 4 is in the second row and first column, so A, second row, first column. Then A, this is second row, second column, 2, 2. And this is second row, third column, so A, 2, 3. In this manner, we will represent the numberings. Next, then what is the order of a matrix? For example, if we have a matrix A, B, C, D, E, F, how many rows are there in the given matrix? Here row 1 and here row 2. So total 2 rows are there. So 2 cross, how many columns are there? This is column 1, this is column 2 and this is column 3. So total 3 columns. Then order of the matrix is 2 cross 3 or 2 by 3. 2 rows, 3 columns. Now let us move to the types of matrices. The first type we need to discuss about is square matrix. Square matrix is nothing but a matrix in which the number of rows is exactly equal to the number of columns. For example, now if we observe this matrix clearly, in this how many rows are there? This is row 1, it is row 2 and this is row 3. So total 3 rows are there. Then what about columns? This is column 1 and this is second column and this is third column. So total 3 columns are available. So in a matrix, if the number of rows is equal to the number of columns, then that type of matrix is called a square matrix. So this is square matrix. In this, A11, A22, A33, it is called as diagonal. Next, in this only we need to know what is the meaning of a trace. So it is very easy. Trace is nothing but in this diagonal, whatever the elements are there, if we do addition of those elements, we will get some number. That number is nothing but trace of a matrix. So in this case, trace will be represented with TR, capital T, small r, trace of particular matrix. For example, if this matrix I am representing with capital A, so trace of matrix A is equals to sum of the all elements of the diagonal of a square matrix. Here in the diagonal we have 1, 5 and 9. So let us add all those. 1 plus 5 plus 9, which is nothing but 15. So the trace of the given square matrix is 15. Next, second type of matrix which we will discuss is diagonal matrix. Okay, now any square matrix is there. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In any square matrix, only the diagonals should be numbers and remaining all elements should be zeros. So here if you observe the diagonals, 1, 5, 9 will comes under diagonal. Only these elements should be any number and remaining all elements, that is here 2 we need to remain, 3, 6, 8, 7, 4. These all the elements should be zeros. This kind of matrix is called as diagonal matrix. So in any square matrix, if diagonals elements are numbers and remaining all the elements, that is non-diagonal elements, are zeros. In the diagonal elements, it may be 0 or it may be any number, no problem with that. For example, here 159 is there, it may be 059 also, it may be 009 also, it may be 000 also. So this is a diagonal matrix. Next, scalar matrix. So in this scalar matrix, in a square matrix, if the diagonal elements are same and the remaining elements are zeros, remaining all the elements should be zeros only, and the diagonals elements should be compulsory same. That's it. Then this kind of matrix is called as scalar matrix. Scalar matrix is nothing but every element in the diagonal should be same and non-diagonal elements should be equals to 0. So now if we observe this, three types. First one is square. Square matrix is nothing but the number of rows in a matrix should be equal to the number of columns in the same matrix. Next, diagonal matrix is nothing but only the diagonal elements should be present and remaining all the non-diagonal elements should be zeros compulsory. Next, scalar matrix. Non-diagonal elements should be zeros and diagonal elements should be same compulsory. So now from these three types we can conclude some points. That is, first point, every scalar matrix is a diagonal matrix. Every scalar matrix is also a square matrix. Next, every diagonal matrix is a square matrix. So these 2 points we can conclude from the previous 3 types. Okay, now let us move to one more type, that is identity matrix or unit matrix. Unit or identity matrix. So in this, the matrix should be a square matrix and non-diagonal elements should be 0. All the diagonal elements should be number 1 only. Here it should be 1 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So if you observe this, all the diagonal elements should be compulsory 1 only. Remaining all the non-diagonal elements should be zeros. So now after finishing this fourth type, we can decide one more point, that is all the unit matrices are scalar matrices. All the units matrices are diagonal matrices. All the unit matrices are square matrices. This point we can conclude. Next type of matrix is null matrix or zero matrix. The name itself indicates clearly. Null matrix or zero matrix is nothing but if each and every element of a matrix should be 0. If I have a matrix 0 0 0 0 0 0, whatever it may be the matrix, we need not to worry about the order of the matrix. Just if every element of that matrix is a 0, then we can call that matrix as null matrix or zero matrix. Next type of matrix is row matrix. Here also the name itself indicates row matrix is nothing but in a matrix if only one row is present, that is called as row matrix. Next, what about column matrix? Column matrix is nothing but only one column should be present. If only one column is present, that is called as column matrix. If only one row is present, that is called as row matrix. Next type of matrix is triangular matrix. In this triangular matrix, again we will be having 2 types. One is upper triangular and one is lower triangular matrix. Okay, now let us check what is upper triangle and what is lower triangular region. So first, for that I will go with the numbering system. A, first row first column. A, first row second column. A, first row third column. A, second row first column. A, second row second column. A, second row third column. A, third row first column. A, third row second column. A, third row third column. So this general representation of the element is A, I, J. I means which row it is representing and J means which column it is representing. Okay, now in these elements, wherever we have I greater than J, that element we need to make it equals to 0. I should be greater than J. Here I is 1, and j also 1 only. So I is not greater than j. Next, here I is 1, j is 2. 1 is not greater than 2. I is 1, j is 3. 1 is not greater than 3. Here I is 2, j is 1. 2 is greater than 1. So this is correct. This element. Next, I is 2, j is 2. Not greater. I is 2, j is 3. Not greater. I is 3, j is 1. 3 is greater than 1. So this element. 3 is greater than 2. So this element. These three elements compulsory should be zeros. Zero, zero, zero. And remaining elements, whatever it should be. Any numbers or anything, whatever it may be, in the place of remaining elements. Then this type of matrix is called as upper triangular matrix. Upper triangular matrix is nothing but Aij should be equals to 0 for all I greater than j. Next, in case if I is less than j, then that comes under lower triangular matrix. Let us check that also now. I'll first represent with the general numbering. A11, A12, A13, then A21, A22, A23, then with the last row A31, A32, A33. So now in this case we want I should be less than j. Now select all those elements. This is I less than j. Here I less than j. I less than j. That's it. These three elements. Now in this case these three elements should be compulsory zeros. We need not to worry about the remaining elements. Remaining elements, whatever it may be. This is 0, this is 0, this is 0. So, if Aij equals to 0 for all I smaller than j, this type of matrix is nothing but lower triangular matrix. Okay, next we need to know about what is a transpose. What is transpose of a matrix? For example, we have a matrix 3, 2, 4, 1, 0, 7. This matrix I am representing with some A. Then the transpose will be represented with A dash. Simply, in the given matrix, this is the column. The total column, write it as a row. 3, 4, 0. This is the second column, 2, 1, 7. That 2, 1, 7, write it as a row again. 2, 1, 7. Then this is transposing of a matrix. Simply, the matrix which obtained by interchanging the rows and columns of a original matrix. Here we have original matrix A, then the transpose of that A is A dash or A power T. Both will be same representation. Okay, now let us move to the next type, that is symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix is nothing but any matrix. If we do transpose, it should look like exactly the original matrix. Then that type of matrix is called as symmetric matrix. For example, I am taking one matrix 1 2 2 1. This is original matrix A. Now let us write transpose for this matrix. Here 1 2 is the column. We need to write that column as the row 1 2. Second column is 2 1. Second column we need to write it as the second row 2 1. Okay, now let us observe the original matrix and the matrix which we got after transposition. Both the matrices are exactly equal to each other. Here A11 is 1 only, here also 1 only. Here it is 2, here also 2. Here 2, here also 2. Here 1, here also 1. So the corresponding elements of both the sets are, not sets, matrices are equal to each other. Then this type of matrix is nothing but symmetric matrix. The next type is skew symmetric. Skew symmetric is nothing but if transpose of a matrix is equals to minus of the original matrix. That type of matrix is called as skew symmetric matrix. For example, I have a matrix A 0 minus 1 and 1 0. Now for this matrix I will find out the transpose A dash is equals to this is column, so let us write that column as the row. We get 0 1 and this is second row. Let us write that second row as the second column, that is minus 1 0. Now this is A transpose. Let us find minus A. Minus A is nothing but in the given matrix A, each and every element we need to multiply with minus. So first 0 is there, so minus into 0. Next minus 1 is there, minus into minus 1. Next 1 is there, minus into 1. Next 0 is there, minus into 0. So if you simplify this, minus into 0 0, minus into minus 1 plus 1, minus into 1 minus 1, minus into 0 0. Now if we observe both the answers, A transpose as well as minus of A, both the answers are same. So if A transpose is equals to negative of the matrix, then that type of matrix is skew symmetric matrix. Next topic we will discuss about is equality of a matrix. Equality of a matrix or simply equal matrices. So here nothing will be there in this. For example, I have a matrix A in that the elements are 2 3 4 5 6 7, and I have one more matrix B in that the elements are 2 3 4 5 6 7. So first of all, to check whether both the matrices are equal or not, the order matching is must and should. If the matrix A is 2 into 3 matrix, then matrix B also should be compulsory 2 by 3 only. Next, we need to check each and every corresponding element. Here first one is 2, here also 2. Here it is 3, here also 3. Here it is 4, here also it is 4. Here it is 5, here also 5. Second row, second column 6, here also 6. Second row, third column 7, here also 7. So every element of the set A as well as matrix A and matrix B are equal to each other. Then matrix A is equals to matrix B. The next topic we will discuss about is finding the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. We have A1 B1 A2 B2 matrix, multiply these two numbers, that is A1 B2 minus multiply these two numbers B1 A2. Whatever the value we will get, that value is called as the determinant of the matrix. Okay, next topic we will discuss about is minor of an element. Minor of an element. Now, for example, I have a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am willing to find the minor of A12. So A12 is nothing but first row, second column. We need to focus on the element in the first row and second column. So first row, second column, that number is this one. Now in that particular number, delete the complete row as well as complete column. Now whatever the remaining elements are there, make one matrix with those elements. 4, 6, 7, 9. Now we need to find out the determinant for this. 4 into 9 minus 6 into 7. 4 9s are 36 minus 6 7s are 42. 36 minus 42 is nothing but minus 6. So minus 6 is the minor of element 2. Like this, whatever the element we want, we can able to find it. In case if we need to find out the minor of the total matrix, then we need to find out each and every element's minor. Next our topic is cofactor of an element. Cofactor of an element. So now, for example, I have a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to find the cofactor of A12. A12 is nothing but first row, second column element. First row, second column, this is the element. So I am willing to find the cofactor of element 2. So it is very simple. Take minus 1 whole power. Which element they are asking, add those numbers 1 plus 2 into. Now we need to find out the minor of that element. So simply delete the total column and delete the total row where that element is present. So remaining will be 4, 6, 7, 9. 6, 7, 9. Now let us find the determinant of this. 4 9s are 36 minus 7 6 are 42. So we get minus 1 whole power 1 plus 2 3 into 36 minus 42 minus 6. Minus 1 whole power 3 minus 1 into minus 6 minus 1 into minus 6 plus 6. This is the cofactor of the element which is present in first row and second column. Just simply cofactor is nothing but minus 1 power I plus j into determinant, minor of that element. And the next type we will discuss is singular matrix and non-singular matrix. Okay. A square matrix is called as singular matrix if its determinant is 0. This is only for square matrices only. So let me take one square matrix. 3, 2, 6, 4. Now if we find the determinant, multiply these two. 3 4s are 12 minus multiply these two. 6 2s are 12. 12 minus 12, 0. If the determinant of any square matrix is 0, that kind of matrix is called as singular matrix. Next, let me take one more matrix. 3 1 2 5. Now let us find the determinant of this. 3 5s are 15 minus 2 1s are 2. 15 minus 2, 13. This 13 is not equals to 0. If the determinant of a matrix, square matrix, is not equals to 0, the type of matrix is called as non-singular matrix. In case if the determinant of a square matrix is 0, it is singular matrix. If determinant of a square matrix is not equals to 0, then it is non-singular matrix. Our next topic is adjoint of a matrix. So first, to find the adjoint of a matrix, we need to find cofactor matrix. So let me take a matrix. A is equals to 3 1 minus 1 2 minus 2 0 1 2 minus 1. First, let us find the cofactor of each and every element. First, I am going to find the cofactor of first row, first element. That is cofactor of A, first row, first element, A1 1. Otherwise, simply cofactor of 3. Actually, here you should not keep bracket like this. Just it is cofactor of A1 1. Otherwise, you can write cofactor of 3. Okay, now let us find out the cofactor of this. So first, minus 1 power. Here 1 1 is there, that is first row, first element. So 1 plus 1 into now we need to go with the minor of that particular element. So now we need to find out the minor of the element 3. So delete the complete column where element 3 is there. Delete the complete row where the element 3 is there. Now take the remaining elements, that is minus 2 0 2 minus 1. Let us find the determinant of this. Minus 2 into minus 1 plus 2 minus 2 into 0 0. Then this will be equals to minus 1 whole power 1 plus 1 2 into 2 minus 0 2. Minus 1 whole power 2 1 into 2. 1 into 2 is nothing but 2. So we got the cofactor of first row, first element, that is 2. The same way, let us find the cofactor of A12, that is first row, second column. This element, cofactor of A12. What is the number here? That is 1. First row, second column. So it should be equals to minus 1 whole power 1 plus 2. First row, second column into. Now let us find the minor of that element. Delete the complete column where 1 is present. Delete the complete row where that 1 is present. Now the remaining elements, if we take 2, 0, 1, minus 1. Now let us find the cofactor of this. Sorry, determinant of this. 2 into minus 1. It is minus 2. Minus 1 into 0. 0. So we get minus 1 whole power 1 plus 2, 3 into minus 2 minus 0, minus 2. Minus 1 whole power 3 minus 1 into minus 2. Minus 1 into minus 2, it is plus 2. So we got the cofactor of first row second element. The same way, let us find the cofactor of the first row third element. Here first row third element is minus 1. So cofactor of A first row third column, that is number minus 1. Minus 1, which is equals to minus 1 whole power first row plus third column times. Delete the complete column as well as complete row where that minus 1 is there. Now remaining we got 2 comma minus 2, 1 comma 2. Let us do the, find the determinant of this. 2 2s are 4 minus 1 into minus 2, minus 2. Now let us simplify it. Minus 1 whole power 1 plus 3, 4 into 4 minus 1 minus 1, sorry, minus into minus plus 2, which is equals to minus 1 whole power 4 plus 1 into 4 plus 2, 6, 1 into 6, 6. So for the total first row we got all the cofactors. One is 2, then 6. Now let us move to the second row. Now let us find the cofactor of the second row first column. Cofactor of A second row first column, that is equals to minus 1 whole power 2 plus 1 into. Delete the complete row and complete column where this 2 existed. This. Then remaining we got 1 minus 1, 2 minus 1. Let us find the determinant of this. 2 into minus 1, minus 2, minus 1 into minus 1, minus 1. Oh, sorry, I did mistake. AD minus BC, right? Sorry. First you need to find out this one. 1 into minus 1, minus 1, minus 2 into minus 1, minus 2. So we get minus 1 whole power 2 plus 1 is 3 into minus 1, minus into minus plus 2. Minus 1 whole power 3 minus 1 into minus 1 plus 2, 1. So minus 1 into 1, 1. So we got the cofactor of the element second row first column, that is 1. Oh sorry, minus 1. Minus 1 into 1 is minus 1, right? Okay, next. Let us check the second row second column element. Here the second row second column element is minus 2. So cofactor of second row second column, that is equals to minus 1 whole power second row plus second column into, remove all the elements which are, remove the row as well as column where that minus 2 existed. So this total, then we remains with 3 minus 1, 1 minus 1. First multiply these two, 3 into minus 1, minus 3, minus 3 minus 1 into minus 1, minus 1. Let us simplify this now. Minus 1 power 2 plus 2, 4 into minus 3, minus into minus plus 1. So we get minus 1 whole power 4, 1 into minus 3 plus 1, minus 2, which is equals to 1 into minus 2, minus 2. Next, second row third element. This is that one, that is 0. Cofactor of second row third element. Cofactor of a second row third column, that is equals to minus 1 whole power 2 plus 3 into, let us find the determinant now. Delete this complete column as well as delete this complete row. Then we remains with 3, 1, 1, 2. Let us find the determinant of this. 3 2s are 6. 6 minus 1 1s are 1. Okay, let us simplify this. Minus 1 whole power 2 plus 3, 5 into 6 minus 1, 5. Minus 1 whole power 5 minus 1 into 5. Minus 1 into 5, it is minus 5. Now first row totals completed, second row also total completed. Now let us move to the third row. So that is cofactor of A31, third row first column. Let us check that. Third row first column, if you observe, this is third row first column. So to get that one, delete the complete column as well as delete the complete row. Now write whatever the remaining elements are there in the form of a matrix again. That is 1 minus 1 minus 2 0. Now for this matrix find out the determinant. 1 into 0, 0, 0 minus minus 2 into minus 1 plus 2. So 0 minus 2. This total we need to multiply with minus 1 power third row first column. So we get minus 1 whole power 3 plus 1 is 4 into 0 minus 2, it is minus 2. Minus 1 whole power 4 plus 1 into minus 2. 1 into minus 2, minus 2. So the cofactor of the element which is there in the third row first column is minus 2. Now let us to move to the third row second column. Okay, this is the element for which we need to find out the cofactor. So first delete that column as well as delete that row. Then remaining is 3 minus 1 2 0. We need to find the determinant for this. So we are finding now third row second column. Cofactor of a third row second column, that is equals to minus 1 whole power third row plus second column into whatever the new matrix we got. For that find out the determinant. 3 into 0, 0, 0 minus 2 into minus 1, minus 2, minus 2. Now if we simplify this further, minus 1 whole power 3 plus 2, 5 into 0 minus into minus plus 2, which gives minus 1 whole power 5 into 0 plus 2 is 2. Minus 1 whole power 5 minus 1 into 2. Minus 1 into 2, nothing but minus 2. Now we remains with last element. So let's move to that one. That is third row, third column element. Third row, third column. So delete that complete column as well as that complete row. So we remains with the 3, 1, 2, minus 2. 3, 1, 2, minus 2. For this newly formed matrix, we need to find out the determinant. So let's move to here. Cofactor of A third row third column, which is equals to minus 1 whole power third column plus third row into determinant value. What is the determinant value we got here? Let's check once. 3 into minus 2, minus 6, minus 6, minus 2 into 1, 2. It is 2. Now minus 1 whole power 3 plus 3 is 6 into minus 6 minus 2, it is minus 8, which is equals to minus 1 whole power 6 plus 1 into minus 8. 1 into minus 8, it is minus 8. So now we got all the cofactors of individual elements. Now let us write all the cofactors. In that same order only we need to write again. First row, first element, then first row, second element, then first row, third element. Okay, now first row if we observe clearly, 2, 2, 6. First row if we check, 2, 2, 6. First row we have 2, 2, 6. Next, second row if we check, second row minus 1, minus 2, minus 5. So the second row will be minus 1, minus 2, minus 5. Now let's move to third row. Third row we have minus 2, again minus 2, minus 8. Minus 2, minus 2, minus 8. This is completely cofactor matrix of the given matrix A. Now for this cofactor matrix, if we do the transpose is nothing but exchanging the rows to columns and columns to rows. So here this 2 minus 1 minus 2 is the column. Let us write that as a row. 2 minus 1 minus 2. Next, second column if we observe 2 minus 2 minus 2. Write that second column as the second row. 2 minus 2 minus 2. Third column if we observe 6 minus 5 minus 8. That third column, write it as the third row. 6 minus 5 and minus 8. Then this is called as the adjoint of a matrix, that we will write it as ADJ capital A. This is the process to find the adjoint of a matrix. Next topic we will discuss about is invertible matrix. invertible matrix. So invertible matrix is nothing but we have a square matrix some A. Then if AB, that is A matrix is a square matrix and one more B matrix which exists somewhere, that is equals to B into A, which is equals to U identity or unit matrix, then that type of matrix is invertible matrix. So in this case matrix A is invertible. We will discuss about this later because still now we didn't discuss the topic about how to do multiplication of any matrix. So let us discuss this later. Now last point we will discuss about in this is submatrix. It's one of the very easy topics. Of course it's not that much important also, just let's have a keep an eye on this also. So what is a submatrix? The name itself indicates it is a subset. For example, I have a matrix like 1 2 3 4 5 6. What I am doing is I will delete one column from this. So now whatever the remaining matrix is there, this matrix is called as submatrix of the previous one, otherwise original matrix. Now instead of removing this one, I will delete another one, that is complete second column I am deleting. So we will get one more, that is 1 3 4 6. This 1 3 4 6 is also a submatrix of the original matrix. Now what I will do, instead of removing only one column, completely two columns I will remove. Then we remains with 1 4, which is a column matrix. So this is also a submatrix for the original matrix. You can delete one row, otherwise one column, otherwise columns, rows, anything whatever you want. So that now for example what I will do, for the original matrix only, I'll remove the first row completely. Then I will remove the first column and second column. Then we remains with a single element 6. That matrix also will become a submatrix of the original matrix. This is complete the introduction part of the matrices. Till now if you didn't subscribe to my channel, subscribe for more videos. Thank you.